Hey guys, I'm Alex, and in this video I'm going to show you how to modify the firmware of the Antminer S9 so you can overclock it and turn off the fans, or to disable the fan check actually. For this you need a software like VirtualBox to run an Ubuntu machine, or if you are already on Linux you can follow along. I'm using VMware and I'm going to create a new workstation. Okay, so I got Ubuntu installed. Had some issues due to the easy install from VMware. I guess I'm using an older version or something like that. So I have a list of commands that I will run on a fresh install. Okay. Now I'm going to clone the bmminer repo. Alright, so the magic commands are done now. Let's get back to the bmminer. Here. Save the file. And now to build, we should hit make. Home bmminer. And this is the code that you need to put on the board. But before showing how you can put this new code, which is actually the same firmware that you have installed, it's not the actual firmware, it's the bmminer code, because there are a lot of things in that firmware that you upload. So let's go to the second list of things to change. I'll open the original files from bmminer firmware files. Alright, so you have driver, BTM, C5, C, and the header as well. You find these files in the same bmminer-mix. Let's list them. So if we go driver, so these two files you can edit here on Linux, but I use my Sublime text editor, which is much simpler for me to do. So we'll start with the header first. On line 225, you must uncomment this line, so delete this too here. If your machine is S9 63 with 63 ICs. On line 347 and 47, if you want to disable the check for the fans, you must write here define and add 1. So this variable gets defined, and it's not going to check for the fans because this debug mode is enabled. I guess they are using it for testing as well. On line 512, you can set the index for the max frequency here. So let's see, where is that max frequency, so you understand what this is the one. Yeah, so 100 means 100 is the index 100 of this structure. So this is the actual frequency, and if you go 100 lines down, so 885 here, you see the max frequency is set to 850 megahertz. If you want to go crazy, you can go to 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you can plug this number, and then you, so 512 on H, 512. So you can change this to 13, and you go to 175 megahertz. This doesn't mean you're going to set the frequency to this number. It will allow you to set it so high. Otherwise, when you set the frequency in the config file, it's going to have it default to 850. Another tip that I want to share with you is that I actually tested the frequency of 900 megahertz, and it was not working properly. I added as much as 10 volts on the controller for the voltage, but it was just not going any further. I guess 40% overclock, it's okay. At 850 megahertz, it was drawing 700 watts of power, and I had 6 terahashes per board, so that's 18 terahashes from the S9, which is pretty good, a pretty good number from 13.5 to 18. Alright, so that's about it for this file, and we'll go to the next file. On line 212, this is the option to enable the fixed frequency. Most of the miners now, they do a test for the board to see what is the frequency, the optimum frequency that it can run, but that's usually setting it around 633 megahertz, and that's like 13.5 terahashes. And to change that, you enable this, and this is another cool thing. You are not going to have the test done every time you boot your board, so it's going to start mining much faster now instead of testing the board and getting that hash rate, the frequency for hash rate. So this is this, and on line 654, here we can change the voltage. So if you need to change this thing, so if you are planning to have your frequency set to 850, for example, then you also change the voltage to 940. In my test, that was the optimum voltage for this kind of frequency. Otherwise, it was not reaching that frequency. It was not reaching the target hash rate, which was calculated in the dashboard. So you do this, you set the frequency here, and yeah, set the voltage. You can change all these numbers. 940 means 9.4 volts, which is going to be set by the PIC on the control board. It is going to set the MOSFETs to output 9.4 volts, which is going to power all the 21 lanes of 3 ICs of the board. So there are 21 lanes in series, and if you do the math, 9.4 volts, 21. This is 0.44 volts for each lane. So the ICs, the BM1387 run at 0.4 volts. So you play with this number and find the sweet spot. You can lower the voltage, change the frequency, do anything. Another thing, you don't change the frequency here. You define what voltage should be set if the frequency in the config file, which I'm going to show you a bit later, where to change the actual frequency of the board. If that voltage is set this. If that frequency is set this voltage here. So this is that. And if you want to disable the logs on line 7254, you have this debug lines, which you can comment like this. If you don't want to show a warning every, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds, is going to fill your kernel log with this kind of logs, that the fan is lost, blah blah. That's if you aren't to use water cooling or mineral oil cooling. That's a better version than playing with the circuit for fooling the control board into thinking that there are fans. Okay, so after you modify the files and save them, copy and replace the ones from the folder. One thing you must do is to set the properties permission for the files as they come from Windows and the permissions are lost. Terminal. So to make sure I have a clean build, I write make clean, and then I must write this command, set miner type S9, and now I'm ready to make. I have the modified bmminer here, and to place it on the board I use winscp, and you plug in the connection for the SSH, which default is root for the username and admin with lower cases for the password. And let's see, bin, and this file here. And I also need to open party. Root admin. So if you try to replace the file, pasting it, it will give you a message usually that the file is in use, and it won't let you copy. The solution for that is to act pretty quick. I drop it and then I write kill all a few times, then I am able to replace it. The last thing is to change the frequency, which is in config, and you should have a config file. bmminer, yeah, this is it. And this is the bitmain frequency that you want to change. Change the frequency here, upload it to the board. Then you have to reboot the board so the change will get set. I also modified a few things about the interface. I have the miner configuration here, and I can set the frequency manually here, but I will let you discover these files because they are here in www pages, and it was typed with some script pages that cgib, yeah, this one. So you have the miner configuration 2, which must be changed. You actually copy all these files. Let me quickly show you mine. So basically those are already there, but they are display none. So if you change the display and you say block, or delete the style with the display none altogether, because if I write this here, and I also, there's a strange thing, because miner configuration is the page that you actually see, but it's using mining configuration to recreate that page every time you apply a setting. So that's why you must change that. So you see there's no more setting in there. Miner configuration. So that's all there is to it. Play with those settings, and this way you are going to get the apply button there. Save and apply, and it's going to write this frequency into your board. The other thing you must do is to add the option value, because there are a few of them. You can just copy and paste and add them here, change it like this, and there that's it, what you have to do for the interface. I hope you find this useful, and check out our other videos that we created on this YouTube channel. We're going to launch a new video series soon, which is going to be paid, no more free stuff. And that's going to teach you how to build your own oil-cooled Antminer, and we also have a great new product, which is a water block for your Antminer S9. Click the subscribe button to stay in touch with all the updates that we are going to upload soon, and also join our Discord group. I'm going to post our link in the description, and yeah, write in the comments if you find this video useful. If you want to see other things, write it in the comments, and I will see what I can do. Thank you very much for watching.